It is Q1047, the 805's Hip Hop and R&B Community Talk, and today is Sunday, February the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to you. And our studio number here, 654-1526. Our email, communitytalk@q1047.com. We've got a couple guests representing Clínicas del Camino Real. They represent the Community Health Education Department. We've got Alfonso Samaripa. And also Alejandra Santos. That was easy.
Yeah.
Welcome and thank you so much for coming in. It is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to you guys.
Well, thank you, Nancy. It's a pleasure being here at the studio with you.
Thank you so much. Clínicas del Camino Real. Some people might not be familiar with who you are and what you do. Can you tell us what Clínicas del Camino Real
Really
does?
quick, we are a nonprofit organization, nonprofit medical organizations. We have 10 health centers throughout the whole county. Again, our private target people is anybody who can't afford to have quality medical services available to them. They come to us, and we are able to provide that for them.
And how is it that you guys are able to provide these services for free?
Well, we do. We are federally qualified to get different grants from the state and from the federal. So we're able to offer these services at a lower cost to people.
How many locations do you guys have?
We have 10 sites throughout the whole county. As far as up north to Ojai, to south Newberry Park, Fillmore, Santa Paula. And we have about 5 different here in Oxnard and Port Hueneme.
Okay,
So
Clínicas del Camino Real.
To give you a little background about what National Condom Week is, from our notes, it says that it started back from the University of Berkeley a while back. And basically what the week is just to celebrate Valentine's, reminding everybody that it's a fantastic weekend, but we also we need to keep awareness about things like HIV and sexually transmitted diseases. So it's an important weekend that we need to remind ourselves that even though that there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of love, we still need to try to continue to keep ourselves safe.
Protection
all the way.
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself, and for that, well, especially for the teenagers, sometimes, especially or Latinos, sometimes it's like a taboo to talk about any birth control methods. For example, the condom.
Yeah.
You don't go and ask mom, Mom, I need condoms. Can you go and buy me some condoms for women? No, you're like. Sometimes it was mentioned in one of the articles that Latinos. They're in their first sexual intercourse. They don't use condoms because they're shy to go to the store and buy them. So
too scared to talk to parents.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely, Nancy. So that's why we hope that people that do hear this program do become aware that even though it's a weekend of romance, a weekend of passion, a weekend of love, we also need to keep aware of all the other transmitted diseases that we can acquire if we don't practice safe sex.
Exactly. And now you guys, like say somebody listening right now, maybe a teenager is too shy to go to CVS, I don't know, to the drugstore to purchase condoms. Do you guys have condoms at Clínicas?
All our health educators have condoms at their disposition. So if a teen walks into our center and wants is shy to go out to the CVS or go to a local pharmacy, can come into a Clínicas del Camino Real and could be given condoms for
And the
for
cool
their use.
part is that you don't have to schedule an appointment.
You can just walk in.
Yes, walk in and you just ask for a health educator, and a health educator will be glad to help you with this. And everything is confidential, Nancy.
Oh, okay.
So it's something good to know for the teenagers that they're worried that the mom might call to the clinic and ask if they were there.
Right.
It's confidential.
And now you brought up an interesting point. You said, Alejandra, that a lot of times teenagers are afraid to talk to their parents about sex. Especially Latinos. What are some ways you guys working directly with the teenagers when someone comes up to you and asks, okay, how do I talk to my dad? How do I talk to my mom? What can I do? What do you suggest to those teenagers listening right now to Q1047 as far as talking to their parents? How can they, or maybe even some of the parents listening right now, how should they or how could they bring up sex?
Actually, Nancy, we even welcome parents. That would be great. They can come not with their teenagers, but they can come just walk in and ask for a health educator, and we can encourage them how to talk to their teenagers. So that's something that they can do, and yes, absolutely, Nancy.
There's as a parent, it's one of the most difficult topics to speak to your teen as he reaches that age. And one of the few tips that we can offer to parents is just be open about it. Also, try to be an expert at the topic. Do your research so that you're giving your teen the accurate information,
right,
as opposed to giving them more questions or more
right,
taboos.
confusing them a little bit more.
Try to be more accessible to your teen. Be trusting.
Okay.
Stay calm about the topic.
Okay.
Don't forget that you still are the parent. So try to stay calm. Listen to your teen when he's trying to, speak to you. And then put yourself in your teen's shoes. Again, most of us who are in our 30s, 40s, even though it seems a long while, but we were just teens about 20 years ago. And also show your interest about the topic, because your teen will not directly come and talk to you about these topics if you don't raise the questions.
And now let's say that the teenager never does bring up the topic, and maybe a parent wants to bring up the topic and doesn't know how.
One of the things that has worked for me as a parent, normally what happens is that you use something in your lifestyle, like maybe a movie, to start up the conversation. For instance, I know that for bullying, for violence, you watch a movie where you both are watching that same kind of style movie, and then you raise that topic. Does that happen at school often? And then that's a common ground where you guys can start a discussion or a conversation about that. Same thing with sex. If there's a topic where you guys want to talk about, watch a movie that you guys can both talk at the end of the movie and discuss what happened to the movie, so you guys can have a healthy, and educated talk.
Right. It sounds so easy, but
Oh, I know.
For some parents, I think it can be extremely difficult. And we're talking to representatives of Clínicas del Camino Real. 654-1526 is the number. Also, email communitytalk@q1047.com. And we're talking about National Condom Week. Again, National Condom Week. What is it?
It's just a weekend or a week of awareness to remind the people that even though it's as I mentioned earlier, it's a weekend where we celebrate love, where we celebrate that special someone. We also celebrate the fact that we need to keep aware that just as easy as we love someone, we can also get some type of infection, some type of disease if we don't practice safe sex.
Right.
And by safe sex, I mean by using a condom.
Thank you. Clínicas del Camino Real. We have a couple more questions for you guys. We'll be back in just a few minutes. 654-1526. And the email again is communitytalk@q1047.com. It is the 805's Hip Hop and R&B Q1047.